18 tons of steel, a blast-deflecting V-hull, and the ability to swim across major river basins. This is the VBTP-MR Guaraní, the platform Brazil uses to replace its aging Cold War fleets with a networked combat force. For decades, the Brazilian army relied on the EE-11 Urutu, but that Cold War-era platform featured a flat-bottomed hull, leaving it entirely defenseless against the improvised explosive devices dominating modern asymmetric warfare. Looking at this factory floor, you can see the scale of the solution. This $6 billion investment is a 20-year joint development project between the Brazilian Army and Iveco defense vehicles to create a highly modular platform. If you want to understand the technology defining global defense, hit the subscribe button to join autonomous warfare. Moving from the Urutu to the Guarani replaces simple battlefield taxis with survivable combat nodes, marking a shift in how Brazil protects and connects its troops in the field. To keep the crew alive, engineers started with a high-hardness ballistic steel monocoque hull. By itself, this provides STANAG Level 2 protection against small arms and shrapnel. But crews can attach modular armor kits to scale that defense up to Level 4, capable of stopping 14.5mm armor-piercing rounds. This diagram shows a 2D cross-section of the vehicle's lower geometry. When an explosive force hits a flat surface, the vehicle absorbs the full shock. The Guarani uses a deflective V-shaped underbelly, splitting the explosive waves and redirecting the energy outward to the sides. This geometry allows the chassis to survive 6 to 8 kilograms of TNT detonating directly underneath it. Inside that same geometry, we see another layer of defense. Notice the blast seats hanging directly from the ceiling structure. By isolating the seats from the floor, the vehicle prevents vertical shock waves from traveling up and shattering the spines of the 11 occupants. Secondary safety systems back up the physical structure. An AMAP-L spall liner catches internal metal fragmentation. A CBRN overpressure system seals the cabin from chemical and biological agents, and thermal sensors trigger automatic fire suppression. In modern asymmetric warfare, survivability dictates geometry, placing the safety of the crew above the total volume of soldiers being transported. Moving 18 tons of steel across rough terrain requires serious power. The Guarani packs an FPT Cursor 9 turbocharged diesel engine, pushing 383 horsepower. It pairs that thrust with a fully independent McPherson suspension, completely replacing the rigid, outdated axles of previous generations. On land, this setup pushes the vehicle to 110 kilometers per hour, maintains a 600-kilometer operational range, and allows it to scale 60-degree gradients without stalling. Looking at this aerial view of the Amazon basin, you can see why an amphibious capability is a mandatory strategic requirement. Winding rivers and flooded rural regions make conventional road travel impossible. To cross these waters, the Guarani uses twin rear-shrouded propellers. The vehicle can enter the water with zero preparation and navigate at speeds of 9 to 10 kilometers per hour. Crossing rivers autonomously keeps mechanized units moving. It allows them to bypass bridge choke points and avoid predictable ambushes, maintaining total operational momentum. The Guarani also functions as a rolling computer. It uses the Torch X battle management system and software-defined radios to process tactical data, turning the vehicle into a network-connected combat node. Notice the roof-mounted remote weapon station on this camouflaged Guarani. The traditional roof gunner is gone, replaced by an operator sitting safely inside the armored hatch. This digital setup supports heavy lethality. Depending on the mission, the vehicle mounts up to a 30mm autocannon, equipped with Hunter Pillar automatic target tracking and integrated laser rangefinders for precise engagements. If the vehicle is targeted, it deploys a bank of 76mm smoke grenade launchers to create tactical obscuration, blinding enemy optics and laser guidance systems. Relocating the gunner from an exposed roof to an internal digital station allows the crew to engage targets while remaining fully protected by the vehicle's armor. This combination of mobility and protection generated immediate export success across the global south. Lebanon, Ghana, and the Philippines secured orders, while Argentina signed a major letter of intent. But the Russo-Ukrainian war introduced severe diplomatic friction. Ukraine requested the purchase of 450 Guarani vehicles to support their war effort. The Brazilian executive branch, pictured here, vetoed the Ukrainian sale to maintain a strict foreign policy of diplomatic neutrality. That decision triggered immediate retaliation. The German government, shown here at the Reichstag, temporarily embargoed the export of Guarani vehicles to the Philippines, leveraging their control over the German-made engines and transmissions used in the platform. Building a world-class platform is only half the battle. Securing the international supply chain for its internal components is the true strategic bottleneck in the modern arms trade. The Guarani proves Brazil's capability to design and manufacture a 21st-century modular fortress, successfully retiring its vulnerable Cold War-era fleets. This platform has transitioned South American mechanized infantry into the digital age, even as international politics create friction in its global supply chain. Thank you for your time, and thanks for joining this breakdown. If you enjoyed this analysis, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to Autonomous Warfare. What are your thoughts on Brazil's defense strategy and their strict diplomatic neutrality? Let us know down in the comments section. And for more deep dives into global defense technology, check out our social media links in the description below.